we continue working on our Sega line of fire cabinet. I got the seat set here. What we need to do now is replace this back board. This board was missing the top few layers, and when I got the machine, I ended up having to rip through those layers to get rid of the ant colony that was living inside of here. The original board actually would have slotted into these outer sections. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to recreate that because to separate this enough to do that would most likely damage more of this. So we're just going to have to place in a board and staple it to these things, though we also have to remove these screws, which were put in from that side, which we can't exactly take out. Got the board in, but now we need to do some body work to it. We need to fill the cracks in this wood, make it nice and smooth, because it's a cheap piece of scrap plywood. And we need to repair this damage here on this side rail. First coat, we also got some stuff gluing. Once all that dries, we'll sand this a little bit, add definitely a second coat, probably a third coat, maybe a fourth coat. Sanded that down, now we need to do a little bit more. We have some cracks down here we need to fill, some gaps up there, and right here we need to rebuild this section of this edge wood. So I put this tape so I know exactly where to put it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the body fill on, and then I'm going to wait until it's about half dry, and then I'm just going to take a razor blade and just slice it on down, slice off the extra, and we should be good. Like that, we now have a fairly good edge. What we're going to do when that dries fully, though, we're going to take this sanding block in the edge of it, and we're going to sand that. But if you didn't do this where you cut this off first, you'd be sanding for a very long time before you finally got an edge, and you're probably going to end up with a slightly rounded edge instead of a nice square edge like we're going to end up doing this method. It's looking much better, so now I'm going to grab the router and recut out our T-trim slots on both sides. Have this thing replaced. Now, unfortunately, we won't have the artwork for it, as I never had the artwork. I'm assuming there's supposed to be artwork on it, but we'll get this painted up black in the next part, and this should match and look absolutely phenomenal.